Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about one topic, that is cities creation. In this basically we saw basically that how basically one small company person basically that created big issue basically. So you can just imagine the power of one normal Gujarati person also. Basically. Why? Because Germany has created Gujarati and they have given full power to Gujaratis basically. So that is basically German group has created. So they basically might have some target basically. That is Lakshya basically. The name also basically says that Lakshya. So like this basically, Chennai basically don't know anything basically that this which kind of activities partner is doing basically, because they might not be tracking this person's laptops, what actually is doing, or which type of activity he is doing, where he is going, each and everything basically. Or it might be possible that he might have created some dummy partner and really basically there might not be any partner basically. That is also possible, or possible, or it might be possible that this group basically might have created this group basically, and like this basically he might have created some dummy partner basically. But in this basically what happened, that basically everybody knows basically. So anything is basically possible basically, because this group basically say that we are connected with powerful technologies. These groups are telling that basically we are also connected with powerful technology, but in construction side basically. That is text box equal to thousand cities. That basically these groups are connected. These groups and these groups. And this group basically almost people are Gujaratis. And Gujaratis basically few people says that basically few Gujarati basically to create a powerful Gujarat basically, powerful Gujarati basically caste. They have basically done lots of marriage with Biharis, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. Like this basically they had, for example, one Gujarati basically married Sharma girl. So like this basically the Gujarati converted, Gujarati basically taken the entire Sharma into that group basically, and like this basically Sharma group are how many powerful basically that everybody knows basically. Like this also basically lots of basically incidents basically has happened. That's why this group are telling that basically we are very powerful, we are very powerful. Like this basically things are basically happening. But the Sharma group basically are connected with this, might be connected with this group basically, because Sharma group basically are from north side and they are basically technically very sound basically, and these groups basically are also very sound. Like this basically Gujaratis are becoming more powerful basically, more powerful. That is basically another incidents basically. So like this basically earthquakes and incidents basically are how basically connected, that these groups only knows basically. And what is these groups doing, that we have discussed in the videos basically, that how basically these groups are creating incidents. Basically they are not creating incidents basically. Then the thing, and Indian blood cells and Pakistani blood cells, that we have already discussed how basically that is connected. How basically that is connected, that basically we have already discussed. And what cyber cell is doing, that basically we have already discussed. What cyber groups are basically doing up to the level, because they are basically just they just have got one task. Whatever he does, na basically, just give the punishment. 1 month, 2 months, like this, keeps on giving, keeps on giving, keeps on giving, and this is going to connect like this basically. And these groups are basically directly connected with the police group basically. How basically that we'll discuss. How basically they are connected, that we are going to discuss. And how this is going to connect to this, that also we will discuss with it. And how basically the due to this normal public basically get into the trouble basically, that we are also going to discuss. And how basically the resumes basically gets red sign basically, that we have also discussed, we have almost discussed basically. And how basically the sound effect basically are generated in the earth planet, that basically we have already discussed basically. How the Kargil war happened, Kargil 2 war, sorry, Kargil not 2 war basically, 2 war basically has not happened. Kargil 1 war basically has happened. Then the World War 1 basically happened. World War 2 basically happened. Then basically the China India war happened, Pakistan India war happened. Like this basically sound effect basically, that is basically the sound effect basically, how earth planet basically gives the sound effect basically, that we have already discussed basically, more so thing basically. currently we are discussing this basically, and simultaneously we are discussing this also basically. Glacier basically, and glacier, how basically it's connected, that basically everybody knows. One person told that basically, "Arey yaar, do you know basically nowadays na, whenever we are eating apple na basically, yes, lots of basically problems are happening here." Then yeah, if one person told that, "Are you sure basically you are telling that?" Yes, yeah, basically. Then one person told one story basically. Then he told that basically, do you know basically basically whenever the apple was created by the apple owner basically, then he told that basically in future basically people will like the apple and they are going to eat lots of apples basically. That's why basically few people say that basically we eat normal food basically. That basically one of the businessmen has told. Just I will explain who actually told that, because we are discussing this lots of days basically. But who has told that basically we don't know. Eat food like a medicine basically. Medicine. Who told this? No, nothing. Nobody has. Let's. Who has told this? But they are here. Google basically is not understanding what actually I am telling. Eat food like medicine basically. Who actually told this? Yeah, I think eat your food as your medicine basically. See, this person has told basically, that is I think this is TCS owner basically, Tata Group basically. Tata Group has told this basically. So just see basically Tata Group what is saying. So that's why basically people says that basically, that who actually saw everything basically creation, he can basically give the comments basically. So in this basically he given the comment that eat food like a medicine. So I have taken the example of food basically, that is apple basically. In this basically we told that basically, in this basically the one of the person who created the apple, he is telling that basically we have created around 20 lakh apple human clones basically. Apple human clones means that basically group is which is sitting there basically, they are basically generating the apple positive energy basically. Apple positive energy. This group basically who are sitting, they are generating apple negative energy basically. Because the rule says basically if you are so just that's why I'm telling basically, if you are creating one CRM software basically, if you are creating one CRM software basically, and from that CRM software if you are creating one apple basically, that will give the income of 80,000 90,000 crore basically. But other side basically see the expense also basically. That is, you have to create 50 lakh 20 lakh 30 lakh 40 lakh 50 lakh 60 lakh 70 lakh like human clones basically, just to maintain that apple energy basically. And apple energy basically, the people who say that basically, who basically eats the apple, you know basically which type of energy basically gets generated. They say that basically the diabetes people basically, if they eat apple, then basically it's good for the health basically. The people who are basically into management side basically, if they eat apple, then basically their management skill basically gets increased basically. If the person basically who is good into mathematics, he basically eats on apple basically, he keeps on eating the apple basically. So like this basically there are lots of advantage of the apple basically. Just to keep that advantage as an advantage basically, you have to create the environment basically, that so that basically the things basically was apple basically is generating the environment, that environment should handle that situation basically. That means apple is generating good management skill basically, so that basically has to maintain basically. So for that basically somebody told that basically we have created human clone. In next video basically we are going to